I've just managed to spill Dr. Pepper over myself, but I'm still Patrick Norton.
Sometimes the best things on television don't happen on television, and I'm Leo Laporte. You may remember me from such great commercials as Dr. Pepper spilling on Patrick. As you know by now, here on the screen, give him a towel. Just don't, why should the poor guy have to stand there with wet pants? I know I hate that. No one should have wet pants on national television. As you know by now, here are the screensavers.
And how do you know that?
Bitter experience, Patrick. We try to keep abreast of the latest technology news. Our viewers have been helping us by sending us great stories.
Yes.
You guys are wonderful.
You are.
Things that you think we should keep an eye on. And I think Patrick, as soon as he's done toweling off, will deliver the first story.
All right. Last week, the .com fallout reached the peak of ludicrosity.
What?
It's like strategery, Leo.
Ludicrosity?
It's a good word. You'll like it. When online job hunting site Jobs.com filed for bankruptcy protection and laid off all but 11 of its employees.
Why? That's ludicrous. There's nothing really actually I could say about that, but you can. Yeah. I mean, it's a sad thing. People get laid off. There is some good news. There's always a silver line in every dark cloud. You can get a free pink slip with every submission to Jobs.com. Email is all over the news this week. Remember you talked yesterday about Congress. They say we can't handle the 80 million emails they received last year.
Surely they
aren't responding to them. Today, George W., the president, says he's giving up email altogether. He had, I think, a wonderful habit of sending out emails to friends, supporters, and so forth. But apparently somebody in his office said that email is part of the public record. Yeah. The Freedom of Information Act. I don't know if this is strictly speaking true.
Well, apparently what's happened, though, is he apparently wrote some beautiful letter, right, to the constituents or to a bunch of his close friends in his office, and found it like in the Washington Post the next day or something crazy like that.
Yeah, well, that seems ludicrosity to me. But anyway, he says he doesn't want it because of that. He sent out an email saying, I don't want my private conversations to be used to embarrass me later. No more email. So doesn't want to be embarrassed anymore.
We understand there are some additional guidelines involved. Keep from being embarrassed. He'll also have to stop appearing on television, give up using the phone, cancel all his press conferences for the next 4 years, and not leave the Oval Office ever.
One tip: no interns.
I
think that's your line.
The man does not speak from experience, but he does speak truth. Well, getting back to the subject at hand. Shall we?
Yes, please.
You know that Mir, before the Secret Service kicks the door, Jesus. You know that Mir is coming down this Friday, and the Russian Space Agency will deorbit the beloved 15-year-old space station.
Is that like ludicrosity, deorbit?
It's depressing.
Is that a real word, deorbit?
Orbit?
Deorbit.
Deorbit. It basically means breaking it so it falls out of the sky.
It's not going to be in deorbit anymore.
Hopefully it'll all burn up, but it's going to break into small pieces. They're hoping it's not going to hit anyone, but there is a small chance that pieces of the station could strike Australia.
Right.
And the even smaller chance that it will hit. Now, folks, we are not making this up. The large Taco Bell bullseye in the South Pacific. This is cool. This is the coolest.
This is brilliant marketing.
I'm not a huge fan of Taco Bell, but this is the coolest marketing stunt I've ever heard of. Taco Bell has set a 40 by 40 foot target in the ocean, and they're offering everyone in the United States of America a free taco if Mir falls out and strikes the bullseye.
Plus, you get your choice of meat. Beef, if it's the target. If it hits Australia, kangaroo. Hamburger. Kangaroo
burgers.
Finally, in the chat room, we're asking you...
Kangaroo lupus?
This actually is probably related to President Bush's issues. Should the law guarantee email delivery? You know what happened last week? AOL admitted it. They said, due to an error in our spam-fighting software, we blocked all emails, all incoming email from any Earthlink subscriber for a period of days. So if you tried to email somebody on AOL, your mail was returned if you did it from Earthlink. For some reason, the spam filters decided that all mail from Earthlink is spam.
Oh, my.
Now, I think that's pretty convenient for America Online to go after the #2 ISP in the nation that way.
Are you seeing wheels within wheels?
I am. I think that this is a legitimate question. Don't you think that just as your mail is protected, your mail is guaranteed by federal law to get to where it's going unless by accident some postman puts it in his attic for 4 years. But
that is illegal.
But it's illegal. Right. Shouldn't email be protected in the same way? Shouldn't it be unlawful for somebody, a company like AOL, let's say, to block email? But then if you say that, what about spam? What about spam?
Then we can't block spam. So what's it going to be? It's, you know what I mean? It's like the First Amendment. No, we're not even going to go there. Every time we go there, we get more email,
Cast your vote at thescreensavers.com. I think it's a very interesting issue. I'd say there should be a government some sort of law guaranteeing your email will be delivered.